Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to do a walkthrough of Tarot of the She. And I'm excited about this. So let's take a look at it. So this is Tarot of the She, and it's by Emily Carding. She is the one who did the Transparent Tarot. Schiffer Publishing is who published it. Can be used for divination, meditation, enhances intuition, strengthens the connection with the she otherworld. And that would be our fairy folk. And here we have a 78 card deck painted by internationally renowned British visionary artist Emily Carding. She did the Transparent Tarot and Transparent Oracle. Which I don't have the Oracle, but I do have the Transparent Tarot, and I love it. Companion guidebook contains descriptions, meanings, and keywords for the cards, as well as channeled Oracle messages. Forward by John Matthews, author of more than 90 books in his specialist subject of Celtic mythology, and historical advisor on the movie King Arthur. Now, I love me some King Arthur. I do have that tarot deck, La Tarot Arthurian. Anne Torian is the one that done the artwork on that. It is a French deck, but it is, I love it. Okay, so I digress. Let's stick with the task at hand. Get the cards out in the book. This is the back. It talks about opening the gates to the truth of the Celtic otherworld. It is pronounced she. It's an ancient Gaelic name for the noblest order of the fairy race. Okay. It brings us a series of deeply magical gateways which can be used for divination, meditation, and enhancing intuition, strengthening a two-way connection with living otherworld energies. So we have the Tarot of the She. We have this symbol, which is a glyph in all the major cards, and it is also on the back. And it is supposed to be a portal for your intuitiveness, your third eye, into the otherworldly realms. So we have the dedication, we have the acknowledgments by John Matthews. We have the contents, we have the introduction, creating the deck, who or what are the she, the cards, use and care of the cards, and then we go straight into the major, the minor, using the cards, divination, single, 3-card spread, using and creating spreads, meditation, and other uses, and about the artist. It's pronounced she, an ancient Scottish and Irish Gaelic word for the race of fairy beings who dwell in the hollow hills and burial mounds of the same name. It's for healing, brainstorming, storytelling, and magic. Okay, it talks about the major arcana, and then it goes into the full. So we get keywords, we get a paragraph on the full, we get the artist's notes on where it is talking about what you are seeing on the card, which you get a good bit of information on that, which I love. And let's take a look at our like the dreamer, which would be our ace of air. We just get a little poem and keywords, and that is the way that it goes through with all the minors, because I think the artist wants you to use your intuition, which I think is great. I also like the poetry from what little bit that I have looked at. So the 4 suits, the names of the 4 suits have been changed, which I usually don't like, but I'm okay with this. The dreamers is air, the warriors is fire, the dancers are water, and makers are earth. So that's our 4 suits. And when we get, here's our artist, Emily Carding. I'll try my best not to get the glare, but these are shiny cards. This is the glyph on the back, which is a Celtic symbol. And then we have the black edging. I'm loving her artwork. I have already, I looked through the cards and I immediately connected with this deck. There's a lot of details. I think this is going to be one of the decks that every time that you read with it or pull a card, you're going to notice things that you never noticed before. And in the major arcana, as like on the back of the card, this glyph into the other world or portal, or the you will see in the major arcana there's one hidden in the card. So the first thing we have here is the Fool, which I love because in this card the Fool is running toward us. It looks like the Fool is jumping over a big ravine. Is he gonna make it? Is that clouds? We don't know. But I absolutely love this. We have the Magician here. This fae person with part mermaid, has fire in his hands, and I see the glyph in the throat chakra, which maybe could mean speak your truth, speak your magic, speak it into existence as you manifest it. And I do like the tree coming from the head. It's like been very grounded. Our high priestess is beautiful. I like that she has it's almost like a slinky with the rainbow. I'm loving that. She has her third eye. And I see the glyph coming out of the water here. And this is all about using your intuition. And I feel like that's got something to do with the root chakra there. There's just so much to see. And of course we have the crescent moon back here. And little fish and mountains and all kind of stuff. And I'm sure it's very detailed in the book with the majors. We have our Empress here. Getting ready to give birth to something amazing here. The glyph is in her stomach, and we have the moon in the back, and she is very Mother Earthy here, grounded. She's holding her hand out. I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, I don't need to talk about every single card. We have our Emperor here, given major authority vibes. He's got his hand outstretched. Back here is his kingdom. His head is fire. His robe comes down and into the earth. Here is our glyph into the portal. There is his scepter that he is ruling over his kingdom. Here we have the Elder, which I like so much better than the Hierophant. I'm reading this intuitively. I haven't read the book on this one. I haven't looked at it. But to me, this could be the tree of knowledge. We have the snake here. We have the glyph in the stump. And we have this is the apples. So I'm assuming that the elder has the knowledge. We have a face in the tree with the third eye. And I just love this. do. So knowledge, teaching, learning, all kind of good stuff. Tradition. Here's our lovers. How cute is this? We have the two trees are intertwined. We have our glyph here. Is that a little nest? We have little fairy folk up here. We have one's holding the sun, one's holding the moon. We have the two birds, one black, one white, our yin and our yang. We have our lovers here. One's holding a sword. Yeah, the sword of truth. And it looks like emotions. Water is running out of the trees. And then we have the fire here. So, yeah, there's so much to read into this. So many little hidden nuggets that I love when the artist put in there. Here we have the chariot. Wow. And again, it's coming toward us. And the glyph is there. The way it looks like we have the sun and the moon behind us. We have a white wing and a black wing. Oh, and half of the horse is white and the other half is dark. So here we have justice. I love this. This is, if you've ever done yoga, this is a yoga pose that is very, you have to be very dedicated to be able to do this. But this yoga pose has made our justice symbol here with her legs out. So we have the masculine and the feminine, the dark and the light, the yin and the yang. And then we have the glyph symbol here. And then she is on the sword of truth with the, I think there's an eye in that. Yeah, you see that, the all-seeing eye of justice. I did read about that card because I was curious. We have our hermit here. And I love the fact that this hermit is in the boat and kind of looking toward us. Or the hair is blowing and it looks like they are pointing their finger at an island. So we got a lot of stuff going on here. Here is our glyph. So going into the unknown of our shadows. Back away, taking that time and space that you need. Here we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is the fates, which makes sense. There's 1, 2. Where's the third one? She's up here. We have a lot of stuff going on in this card too. Here we have strength. Instead of a lion, we have this dragon here. And we have the glyph in the fire. Love this for strength. The Hanged Man. And I'm going to tell you, it took me a little while with this one. When I was looking through the cards, I'm like, well, he's not upside down. He's hanging the other way. This is from above. We're looking down on him or her. And so, yeah, I love this aspect of the hangman. And of course, we have the realm of the unknown or the other world that he's fallen into, but his leg is tangled in a branch. So I love that. Where you're looking down on them. I'm sure there probably is. Here is our death card, which we have a lot going on here. We have a tomb. We have somebody back here. We have the two trees. We have is that the new moon? We have an owl with a salmon. We have a lot of little candles here. So we have death, a good representation of death and rebirth. Here we have our temperance card, which is in the shape of an hourglass. A balance there. And this is one of the cards that the name was changed. This would be the devil, and she changed the name to Pan, which he has a glass of something there, and he has this lady in his arms. So you could read that intuitively so many ways, like as ways to read that with your intuition. And here we have the tower. Ooh, I didn't look to see where the glyph was in this one. Where is it? Oh, it's in his forehead. Okay. In the third eye spot. Here we have the tower, which is standing on the glyph. Love this tower. This is like your face mask, just a busting. I love the depiction of this. It's stunning. Love the star card. But anyway, to me, the star is about healing, and I'm a Reiki master, so to me, this looks like a Reiki fireball. So that's what I would associate it with, healing and hope. And it looks like she's just handing it to you or trying to give it to you. In a lot of these cards, I feel like that you're a part of the card. The moon card here, she's looking in the water that goes up between these two trees. And then we have the different cycles of the moon, if you see that, which is pretty cool. And if you look really close, you can see people in the pond or in the river, which I would say would probably be ancestors or people from the other world that she's looking in the darkness, and in the moon cycles, and in the water with emotions. Love the sun card. This is another one where it looks like she's just reaching her hand out and inviting you into this really cool ceremony. And the glyph is the sun back here. So this judgment card is awesome. The glyph looks like it's a tramp stamped back there. But anyway, I love this. Instead of people coming out of the graves, it looks like she's looking directly at us and singing or calling to you. Maybe this is, it could be your moment to where you're like awakened and you can see it. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Or once you hear it, you can't unhear it. And there's also little fairies on the mountaintops, and they all have different colors coming out of their mouths. So it's like it's a call to me. I hadn't read the book, but that's what it looks like. And here is the world card, and here is the glyph, and this would be like walking out of one world into another one to me. And here would be our this is the dreamer. This would be the Ace of Swords, but it is the Ace of the Dreamer. I'm guessing she has her hands in some sort of a meditation mudra. And we have the all-seeing eye up there, and the sword of truth. And so I love that. I love the mountains. I just really connect with these cards. And we have Dreamer 2, which would be the Two of Swords. And we kind of have we have keywords here, which is pretty cool. So we have half moon truce. So we have the yin and the yang, and we have the bird. And this is about tough decisions or just calling a truce. It could be however you intuitively read it. So I love that for these cards. This card is probably one of my favorite Three of Swords cards. I love the sword suit, and I love to look at the Three of Swords cards. And this is soul loss, but if you look where her heart should be, there's a hole, and it looks like the birds are eating it. So this is definitely a card of heartache and pain and like your heart's literally been ripped out and eaten. And this would be our 4 of Swords, which would be the Dreamer 4. And this would be restoration. So this is, you know, been in battle for a long time, and it's time to take some respite and restore and rest. This is Dreamer 5. This would be the 5 of Swords, and it says hope discarded. As you can see, she's holding a lot of things in her hand. It looks like there's blood scattered about. Maybe some swords in the back. She's dropping her sword, or he. They're dropping their sword. It's just, this is kind of it's a little bit different from the RWS. A little bit. I don't think it's too far off. And then here we have the 6 of Swords, and we still have our boat with people in it, and it says Insight's Voyage. So it looks like a big puff of wind is coming from this this ferry here, and we have the Owl of Wisdom in there, and we're leaving and going to better places. And we also have the Sword of Truth with the all-seeing eye above that. Here we have a coward betrays for the 7 of Swords. Wow, this image is very powerful. I see somebody peeking out behind the tree, so you can just read into it intuitively. Whatever, but it speaks of volumes with this card. And I also love this card. It is for the 8 of Swords, the Web of Mirrors. Like, this is how you're seeing yourself. I'm like caught in a spider web. And here, this is a great 9 of Swords for the Nightmare card. As you can obviously see, looks like he's got that skeletal hand pulling the soul right out of her, or the breath. And we have these terrifying images, it looks like, coming out of her tears. She's awake, but it's like she's not. So, love this card for the Nightmare card. Here we have Desolation for the 10 of Swords. We see all these hands coming up out of this bloody looking water. We have the 2 eyes. We have the sword. We have the trees that have been cut, burnt down. A lot of stuff going on there. And instead of pages, we have the princess, and it says gift of telling. It looks like she's blowing the leaves there. I'm going to try to speed up. Here we have the Dreamer Prince. So instead of pages and knights, we have a princess and a prince, the gift of liberty. Love that. And for our Queen of Swords here, we have the gift of reason. And I love that she's sitting on all those books in the clouds. And for the king, we have the gift of judgment, because the King of Swords is like kind of like a judge that is usually he tries to be fair. He's very intellectual, really smart. And here the warrior for the Ace of Fire. Love this. A lot of energy. There's so much energy in this card. Warrior 2, Power Awakes. And so this would be our 2 of Wands. So we have 2 different paths. And we also have 2 dragons coming out of his hands. There's just all kind of little things in there. Here we have the Warrior 3, which would be the 3 of Wands, and the alignment card. This is a little bit different from the Rider-Waite. Okay, here we have the 4 of Wands, Foundations Blessed. This is a really cool card. I like this. I like the hands hovering over the celebration or the ceremony going on down there. They have their hands together with fire coming out of them, just like the top. Okay, we have the 5 of Wands, which I love. Action frustrated. The 5 of Wands is usually our conflict card, which makes perfect sense here. It looks like he's trying to get through, and they're blocking him. So this could be a blockage as well if you read it intuitively. Here we have Warrior 6, which will be the 6 of Wands, our recognition card for job well done, which is very relatable here to the RWS. We have Warrior 7, a hero's challenge. It's somebody that's going up against some people standing up there on the mountain. We have the Dragon Flight, which is our 8 of Wands, which makes sense there. We have the Warrior 9, which is our, I call it the Wounded Warrior card, but also a Guardian card. This is the Advocate. This is the one that stands at the gates or stands. This person is guarding, standing guard. Here we have the Great Task for our 10 of Wands. Wow. This card is probably one of the best 10 of Wands card I've seen. You see he's got his arms stretched out for everybody to walk across. That's doing a lot of sacrifice there. That is a heavy burden card. I love that. And here we have our Warrior Princess. I like the way that they face us. Here is the Gift of Courage. Our Warrior Prince, Gift of Spirit. The Gift of Charm. Here we have our Warrior King. Oh, so we have him on the horse here, but then we have like his the spirit that he is invoking as he's riding. He's in his mind and in his spirit. He is so much bigger, or that's the way I read it. Okay, then we get to our water suit, which is called the Dancer. So this would be our Ace of Water. Our Dancer 2, Soulmates. Love this. Love the 2 fish. Love the rainbow in the middle. Love the moon. I just love everything about this card. And here we have the Dancer 3, Jubilance. Makes perfect sense. Here we have the Dancer 4, Vain Reflection. Wow, look at that. Here we have the Dancer 5, Where Loss Resides. This is our grief card. We do have a little bit of sun breaking through the clouds. Here we have the Dancer 6, Born of Joy. Here we have the Dancer 7, which is Illusion Steps. Okay, so instead of having the 7 cups with different things in them, we have a lot of different things going on here. A lot of illusions, a lot of things going on in the mind. Here we have the dancer 8, which is escaping stagnation. And that could be other people back there in the water trying to hold you back and keep you in that stagnant environment. Or that could be parts of yourself that you're leaving. And here we have our Make-A-Wish. I love this. And all the bubbles, there's different wishes for our 9 of Cups. Here is our 10 of Water or 10 of Cups. Heart Song. I love this. Community, family is what you make it. I love the different colors that they have coming up there. I need to speed up. Here we have the Dancer Princess. Gift of Expression. Oh my God, it's a unicorn and she's lying on it. Oh. Here we have our Gift of Passion, which of course would be our Dancer Prince. He is our romantic. Here we have our Dancer Queen, Gift of Truth. I love this. It's beautiful. Here we have our Gift of Wisdom, which is the Dancer King. He's my favorite king out of all the kings. I love the King of Cups. I think he's the kindest. Here we have the Ace of Pentacles or the Ace of Earth, which is the maker of Earth. This is the 2 of Earth. And if you notice, coming out of this tree is the umbilical cord here for this fairy baby. And here we have the 3 of Pentacles, which is labor's fruit. Here we have the 4, the greedy tree. I can see that. Do you see where the sun is coming down and only some of the little seeds are getting sunlight, but this greedy tree is hogging it all up here, and some of them don't look so good. Being greedy, hogging up all the sunlight. Here is our 5. This would be our 5 of Earth, Winter's Bite. This is financial distress or feeling left out and alone, which is exactly what this shows. I love that. Here we have the 6. This is generosity. Here we have our 7, effort sustained. I like that. And in this one, this is the 8 of Pentacles. So this is emergence there. Our 9 of Pentacles, roots and blossom. This is usually the card that I always aspire that I want to live in. This contentment and abundance and joy. Here is our Maker 10, Kingdom Prospers. This is our Generations card. Here is the Maker Princess, the gift of creativity. And it looks like she's getting ready to give birth to something very creative there. And here we have our Prince. He has the gift of connection there with his dog and his owl. Our Queen. I love this Queen, the gift of healing. And our King, which is the gift of skill. So I'm feeling, I see a lot of glare. We'll pull this one and see what it is. And we have the Dreamer for restoration. So I don't think this will take long because this is, pull in so you can see it. I think the minors are just poetry, looks like. So our keywords are rest, wholeness, balance, calm, healing, stillness, and meditation. In stillness comes the dream renewed, with hope and healing her soul's imbued. Her arms outstretched, she's whole once more. What once was lost has been restored. Now, I personally love poetry, so this is right up my alley. Let's see if I can get a major card. I'm not going to read the entire thing because it's really long, but I'm going to hit the highlights of it. Here we have one. Let's read about strength. Lay my little prophecy stone there. I love that. Ordered that off Etsy. It came from Egypt. How cool is that? Before the tariffs, I may add. Strength. I've had that quite a while. First it gives you about like the divination. Then you get the keywords and the artist notes. I'm going to just read some highlights of that. The imagery of this card is quite simple compared to some of the others, but very potent. The dragon can be seen to represent our inner beast or demons that we carry with us. Perhaps some childhood trauma, perhaps a broken heart from a past relationship, or perhaps uncomfortable personality traits like a foul temper. And it goes on talking about the shadow self. The inner beast is not only tamed by the power and will of the higher self, but is directed and its energies used constructively. And the keywords are integration, will, mastery, healing, facing your fears, overcoming obstacles, progress, therapy, inner power, and confidence. And I love that. Okay. So I also wanted to do a few pairings. Let me give them another little shuffle here. Was the Oracle, The Call of the Morrigan by Stephanie Woodfield and Karen Storminger. Art by Naomi. I can't say that, but you can see it. Anyway. I edged them or whether they came that way. But this is the back of the cards. Oh, I may have bought these cards because of the back. I love them. Okay, so let's look and see how they read together. This is number 17. Let me see what it says. This is the Call of the Morrigan. So let me look at number 17. This is a really cool deck. It gives you rituals to do, magical spells to do with the cards. Okay, the keywords here, we're just going to look at the keywords, are creativity, spark of inspiration, and hard-won knowledge. So if I was to read this together, I would say that you gained a lot of knowledge from this, through this lesson that you learned. You learned a lesson through going through this pain of being stabbed in the back, and you're just, I don't know whether you just give up or you just saw that it's just you've lost, because sometimes we lose. It's just a fact of life. But you did gain lessons from this and you're starting over. Okay, so let's go on. So I'm loving these cards together. I think they are I think they were made for each other. Okay, we have the Kingdom Prospers with the Lady of Sovereignty. Wow. I was gonna... Okay, so we have the Gift of Creativity with Offerings. I love this. The Gift of Healing. And I believe this is the name of a goddess. Okay, the keywords for here is we have the gift of healing, and in here we have grief and loss and communication with the spirit world. So I would say you was healing from all this grief and loss. And you can tell by looking at this dark card that this is And this kind of looks like some hooded people back here coming out of some little cave back there. That there is a lot of, that is part of her too. Grief and loss. But I am loving these cards together. I'm definitely going to read with these together. We have the gift of skill with the King of Pentacles with Spear of Lu. Ooh. Okay, we have the Moon. And then we have the Sword of, can't say that name. Here we have the Sun. And this, and Luck. Wow. Okay, it's like she's telling you to come on, and this could almost be the freaking background. Okay. Let's just look at some of the pictures, and then we'll pull another deck. Okay, we have the World with Oath. We have the Ace of Air with the Raven. Ooh. I love that. The Raven is usually an air sign to me. Okay, so let's put these up. Is my little tin here. I love this. Pocket archetypes. So I thought they would go good together too. Okay, so we've already looked at that one. So we have Maker 4, the Greedy Tree with the Crone. Those look great together. I'm impressed. The only thing about these little circle cards. Okay, we have Winter's Bite, which is the five of Earth with the Siren. I see her little mermaid tail there. It looks like a little ruby stone. We would have to look it up in the guidebook, but I'm not going to take the time to do all that. I just want to see how good they look together. We have Generosity with the Judge. Ooh, we have a hand out here and a hand there. That looks like a skull. I'm not sure what that is. But the Judge. So I like the handout. There's a hand here and a hand here, which is pretty cool, I would say. We have the 8 of Earth, Emergence with the Castle. I like that. Roots and Blossoms, our 9 of Pentacles with Apocalypsis. That is a cool card. But yeah, these go good together. Look at those colors. This one really goes good with that. What is that? The Creator with Strength. So it's a little hand with a paintbrush there. So yeah, you could definitely read these together. The Work, or the Womb. The Womb with the Fool. The Fool, he does. And it's like the little fool in there. It's like the innocence coming right out of the womb. Okay, so we know those go good together. So let's put them up. The Celtic Spirits. This just came to mind. Market, you can get it. It's by Rockpool Publishing. And it is by Nicole McIntosh. So this is the backs. The green edging. I don't see these cards much. I think they're very underrated. Oh, look, a little fairy. Okay, that's my confirmation. Okay, so we have the Fool with Surrender, Let Go, Freedom, and Flow. Okay, that reads really good. with that. And here we have the Magician. Oh, I love the greens there working together with shape-shifting, support, and otherworld. Wow. Okay. Perfect. We have the High Priest, the High Priestess with Phone, another little fairy person. Beginnings, willingness, and opportunities. Perfect. We have the Empress. Ooh, look at the green there and the green there. Into the forest. It almost looks like this is in there. Connection, love, and receiving. Open the door. Give birth to that. Here we have the Emperor with standing stones, ancestors, gateways, and sacred. Oh, look, we have a glyph there. And there. That is cool. Here we have the Elder, which is our Hierophant. That was the only other card that she changed besides the Devil in the Major Arcana. So she changed the Hierophant to the Elder, which I like better. And she changed the Devil to Pan. So we have the Elder with wisdom, power, and transformation. That is perfect. These may not be as pleasing to the eye, but I think they read better. And they've got the same freaking symbol. This is too much. This is too much. Okay. So we have the Lovers with ancient knowledge, help, and dimensional. So the Lovers would be like our Adam and Eve. So that would be ancient knowledge with the tree of fruit, our little fae folk. And it is dimensional. We have the Chariot with stop, recharge, and self-care. Okay. Justice with the Crone, fairy godmother. Ooh. Wisdom, future, and truth. That is what justice is all about. Truth and wisdom. We have the Great Task, which is our 10 of Wands with peace, gentle, and forward. Which definitely could be this. Surrender, moving forward, peace. You're surrendering, you're sacrificing yourself, and you're being very gentle with other people, not so much with yourself. But sometimes you gotta sacrifice, right? Here we have our Hermit pointing the way to the guides, Ogam, and tree spirits. All right. I don't want to take up too much time. I'm really going overboard here. I don't use this deck very often, but I thought maybe it'll work with that. This is called the Prism Oracle Guidebook and it's just basically colors. And I thought, well, that's a colorful deck. It comes edged in gold, and the back looks like this. It also comes with a chunky guidebook that it has keywords. So, okay, I love the way that the exact same pink is in here. So we have the Hermit with love, and this could be self-care and love, going on that journey for yourself. Alone to self-care. And of course, I have them upside down, some of them. So these really go good together. I may have found a deck that I like to go with these two. So we have the green here and the green here. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is growth, and it is growth with the fates. You keep evolving into, you keep evolving and leaving your many different selves behind. We have the Hanged Man with trust. Oh my God, look at the colors. I might be a genius. I'm kidding. does go, wow, look at that. Okay, so we've got this exact color here with here. We have death and rebirth with success. And this is a mass market deck, which should be really easy to get. So we have temperance with ghost. Okay, if you don't keep a balance, somebody may disappear out of your life if you don't have that balance. Those cards are stuck together. Okay, and here we just have one little white dot there. And it's isolation with Pan the devil. Oh, isolation could be bad for somebody. Okay, we have the Tower with passion. Okay, we have some red over here and here. We have happiness with the star. Oh, I love how that goes together. I'm loving this. We have soul loss with anger. Oh, wow. That is where her heart's been torn out. We have the warrior princess with gift of courage with abundance. Look at those greens. It goes good together. I'm going to look at one more and then I'm going to stop. We have the gift of spirit with cleanse. And all his ribbons are blue. I like that. I really, really like that, guys. Let's look at one more and then I got to stop. We have the gift of charm with peace. Wow, that's our warrior queen. It's our queen of fire with peace. Charming and peaceful. Okay. So if you haven't subscribed and you like the way that I do things, if you don't, you can go on, but subscribe, like, comment. If you want to see a walkthrough of any of the decks that I paired with the Tarot of She, then if you'll comment and I will do that. So peace out.